Hey everybody, it's Safi and Marco, Dish Out on Movies, the only movie review show on YouTube to review movies in terms of food. And it's just Marco here once again. I am here today to talk about Rebel Without a Cause. And I watched this movie because I recently have been writing another script, which I hope to make soon. I'm trying to raise money for the main one that I'm working on. I've Been Bitten, and I thought I gotta find some way. So I thought maybe I should make an even smaller movie where I shoot it primarily in my room, and I just turn my room into a set, and I turn it into different sets, and primarily one though, and that's what I'm going to be doing this year, or at least as fast as I can. I'm going to work really, really hard on it, and when I was writing the script, I will say this, it is because one of the things that really sucks about this channel is that I am a filmmaker myself, and it does not have any like bias effects, because I know that's like a stereotype, is that filmmakers or failed filmmakers or people who are complete failures, they become critics, and then they become bitter critics who they just trash everything because they're mad that they're not doing it and jealous. That's not how it is with me. I want to enjoy things, because that's why I'm even making movies, is because I enjoy them, because I love watching them, and they're probably more important to me than anything else in the world, including my own health and everything. Like, they're that important to me, and so I really couldn't care less. Like, it's not a thing about jealousy or anything, but it is pretty upsetting, sitting here watching these terrible films being made by these terrible, terrible people. I mean, these people hate you. These people hate me. And they want you to know that in every single film that they make. And they want to insert agendas into films that they make. And they don't make art, they make terrible films. They're just, I couldn't even call them films. And I'm sorry. I'm, I'm sorry for getting a little emotional here, but these films are terrible. And they are a disgrace that movies have gotten so terrible. And the people, and you guys keep supporting them. These horrible people who, they don't make art, they make filth, and they make shitty fucking movies. And you support them, and you give them your money and your time. And what are they promoting? They are promoting the hatred of you with these films. They don't want women to be beautiful. They want women to look like men. They don't want women to take their clothes off. They want everything to be sick and depraved like they are. Mentally ill and miserable with their lives. And they want that to rub off on you. And you know what? It's working. Because I sit here time in and time out watching these fucking horrible movies. These miserable excuses for films what is supposed to be a story on screen. You're sitting there watching it, and you're seeing these pompous-ass losers up there talking about making these jokes like, all conservatives are evil, racists, all these fucking agendas. It just never stops with the agendas. And so that turned into something, because I have had it. I have had it watching these stupid fucking people, these miserable, mentally ill, mentally incompetent fucking losers making these trash films, millions of dollars wasted, talented people wasted on these horrible movies. I have had it. And so I am just sick. I have got to make something of my own. I have got to. Because as much I spend hours and hours criticizing these stupid people, and you know that their movies are going to suck. And I'm sick of it. I just want to make something of my own. Because you know what? It is time to make stuff of our own. And I'm not even a conservative. I'm not in anything. I'm a part of no group. But the way that the other side acts is way worse. Okay? The stuff that I've seen, the horror, the horrible people that I've encountered in the acting universe, trying to cast people for a film, and you got a bitch who's 10 years older than me, accusing me of being a predator because I wished her a happy birthday and said you have a nice outfit, because she posted a picture of herself and she's like in a workout outfit, and she's like, happy birthday to me, I'm feeling really healthy. And it's like, wow, because I said you a nice outfit, like that's suddenly like I'm a quote predator. Like, see, this is the type of mentally ill people that we're dealing with. And I know that this is getting far off track, but it's really, I am fucking furious with these people. And it really has a lot to do with the film that I'm talking about, which is Rebel Without a Cause. And so while I was writing the script, I will admit, the script, I was very inspired off of Frankenstein. In fact, I took a little bit of what other people said when they said, instead of writing fan fiction, you should write stuff of your own. And you should just, like, instead of doing fan fiction, just change the characters and make your own stories. Because if your stories are good stories, then they'll be good stories no matter if they're Frankenstein or whatever the fuck you call it. And, what the... Ugh. God, that was terrible. I didn't plan on doing that, but this movie kind of inspired me too. And when I was writing the script, the story that I'm writing, it takes place in 1955. And in the movie, I was thinking, like, okay, let's have this take place around Halloween. Because I love things that take place on Halloween. I love it. There's just something about Halloween movies that just, automatically they're better than other movies. Lots of other movies. And I was thinking, I want the main female character to... She's going to be representative of culture. And the main guy, he's reclusive. He's inside this laboratory doing failed experiments, and you have her, and she knows about the outside world. He doesn't know anything because he's this loner. He's inside all the time, and she comes in and she fills him in on all that's going on. And I was thinking she should go out and see a movie. And I looked and I saw, what movie could she see in this time period? And I found Rebel Without a Cause. And when I looked up what the movie was about, I was shocked. Because the movie literally mirrors my movie, because the movie is all about these terrible parental children relationships, and in my movie, that's a big theme throughout the movie, is this parent-child relationship, the effects of bad parenting and bad family in general, because that's something that people can relate to, I know for a fact. And this story, I was thinking, that's really weird. And there have been, and I'm telling you guys, that's just the first thing. There have been so many things that have mirrored my film. So many things that I'm like, what, like, why am I like this synchronicity happening with this idea? And so I really think that this is going to be something big. And I thought, you know what, I should watch Rebel Without a Cause. I'd love to watch it. It's an older movie where they didn't have political and social agendas shoved into everything. They weren't actively telling the audience that they hate them. And I was really excited, and I was really let down, because this movie, and I'm sorry for my stuffy nose, but I got a little emotional. I really loved the opening. In the opening, they had this brilliant, like, unconventional sequence where it's just like this beautiful panning shot down to this parking lot, and you have James Dean, and he's face down on the parking lot, and he's drunk, and it's just this incredible shot. It's such a great shot. It's so symbolic and cool. And then him and these two other characters get taken into the police station. They get questioned about why they have been doing bad things around town. And each of them has problems with their parents. And you can sort of see a layer of each of them. The boy, James Dean, his dad, he's very actively there, but he's a little bitch. He's a simp, and he's basically like a modern father. And then on the second layer, you have what was her name? Natalie Wood. You have her father, and he's less present, but he's more of a stern figure. And then at the third layer, the worst layer, you have Plato, and his father isn't even around because he's dead, and his mom's not there either. And it's really kind of like disturbing to watch this movie and to see the different, what just horrible things that can happen when you don't have good parents, and how that rubs off on you, and then it's probably going to rub off on your children. And so it really disturbed me. But the movie was so poorly made that I couldn't even really feel it that much, except for like maybe a little bit here and there. Like, this movie, it was very confusing because I didn't know what it was. Like, it's a drama, but it feels like a modern day art house movie where, like Licorice Pizza, where I'm watching it and I'm like, okay, is this going somewhere? Is it going somewhere? And the main character, James Dean, you thought that my rant at the beginning was emotional and wimpy. That's him throughout the whole movie, okay? You're tearing me apart! And that's another... Okay, I just remembered that. That's another funny thing about this movie, is the connection to The Room. Tommy Wiseau, he was obviously heavily inspired by this movie when he made The Room. And honestly, if Tommy sees this, or if someone can relate it to him, his movie is not far off from the quality of Rebel Without a Cause. Okay? I mean, both films have the same problem with this overacting and these characters and the story that really is not very good. This movie does not hold up, and I say that as someone, I love old movies. Like Lifeboat, the Alfred Hitchcock 1930s movie. I love that movie. I think that that's a really, really masterpiece of a movie. But this movie just does not do it for me. I really did not like the plot. I thought that the characters weren't very good. I thought that the movie was very predictable, anticlimactic, boring. It was hard to sit through, honestly. And I just watched Rope the other day. Rope came out, what did it come out in the 40s? I can't remember. But I just watched Rope the other day, and I loved watching that fucking movie. I'd like to watch that movie again right now. Put on Rope right now, and I'll try to watch Rope without taking my meatloaf out and fucking fucking coming to that woman. What was her name? Try to watch that movie without choking my own chicken, and because that she is the most underrated Hitchcock actress in history. I mean, oh fuck yeah. But anyways, back to this movie. Honestly, I think that the highlight is Natalie Wood. I thought that she did the best job. I thought that she had the best acting, but it was sad because her character was kind of shafted aside as the movie went along. She started off kind of unlikable because she's the typical girlfriend of the jackass jock, typical person. But then as the movie went along, she kind of faded away into obscurity, and at the end, she's hardly even there at the end. And I thought that was sad because she was the best one of the whole cast. And then Plato was fine, but he really wasn't interesting. He was basically just one giant plot device for him to, become a bad guy at the end and then get shot and killed. I knew that was going to happen. That was so predictable. But I don't know. I really didn't like this movie. I wanted to, though. I was really excited. And obviously, rest in peace, James Dean, because he was a pretty good actor. He wasn't very good in this movie, though. I mean, he was like a little bitch. I mean, you know what, though? I do like the message of the movie because throughout the movie, James Dean, he's really there for these other people, and he's such a good person for them, and the way that, they don't have any parental figures that are there for them, but he's there for them. I really like that. He was such a great character in terms of that. But the plot was just terrible. I mean, it was all over the place. It really didn't... It just wasn't a good plot. Like, I could have... Not to sound like a egotistical bragger, but, I could have written a better plot than this in like 5 minutes. Like, this plot was just like, okay, they're in high school, but then James Dean looks like he's 30, I mean, it really did not work, this whole high school thing. Because then, like, the first thing they do is that they're on a field trip. And they're, like, all alone to have, like, a knife fight together. And it's like, the high school thing was not believable to me at all. And I think it should have just been college or something like that. Or maybe they should have said that he was held back. Like, he was held back a lot because of all the trouble he gets in. Something like that. But overall, I was really disappointed with this movie. I thought it was a complete overrated pile of shit. And I will like to check out other movies though with Natalie Wood and James Dean. I'd love to see other films where, maybe I'll like those more. And I hope that oh wait, no, I have to do a food review, right? I would give this movie, you know what? Speaking of bad parental choices, as a kid, what are you given to eat all the time as a kid, okay? You're given cereal. You're given, not like in this movie where I love that. I love that little scene too where the mom was like, I made you this huge breakfast, and then for lunch you got a meatloaf sandwich, you got a peanut butter sandwich, you got uh, applesauce cake, and all this shit. That was a funny scene. I liked that scene. There were scenes in this movie that I liked, but it was just another flaky postmodernist type of film to me. So, anyways, as a kid, you're given cereal all the time, and the cereal that I was given a lot of the time was Cap'n Crunch, and it's a very blunt and abrasively sugary cereal, and it's really hard too. Like it could hurt your teeth, your mouth. It's really like a bad cereal. And that's the one I was given all the time. Ugh. This movie is a bowl of Cap'n Crunch. But there is some goodness when at the end you drink the Cap'n Crunch milk. Because the milk tastes really good. That is the one good thing. If I had to say my favorite cereal as a kid, though, it was probably Frosted Flakes. But I think that Frosted Flakes is a lot better than this movie. This movie is a bowl of Cap'n Crunch. Anyways, if you guys like this video, please like it. I had to talk about this movie. It's one of those. It reminded me a lot of Cry Macho from last year. With this whole anti tough guy messaging, but that's the other thing that really is shitty about this movie is that it sort of shoots itself in the foot, because the implication is that they want you to believe that men should be a lot more emotional, they should be a lot more in touch with, their feminine side, if you could call it that. But then in this movie, they're literally showing that all the characters are suffering because they don't have a strong male figure. So I don't get it. Maybe it's like they're trying to say that you need a mix, like in between one or the two extremes. Maybe that's the message. I don't know. And then please comment and tell me what you thought about this overrated garbage movie. And, and then please subscribe to our channel because I am gonna be, yeah. I've just, especially after last week, oh God, watching The King's Daughter, watching these new movies makes me just want to fucking shoot the screen with a fucking Nerf gun or something, because these movies are so bad, and it's like they don't even care anymore. They don't put any effort into what they're doing, and they're rubbing it in your face, and it pisses me the fuck off. Goodbye, everybody. See you soon.